All right, not to get too complicated, but I'm growing in confidence in this. One of the biggest things that topics or problems that people have when they come to me is imposter syndrome or lack of confidence, and this is the type of problem that can only go away with one thing, and that is getting more uh, getting more comfortable with your skill set. Let's think of situations where you are uncomfortable. So if you're uncomfortable, um, going up to a counter and ordering a coffee at a new coffee shop. Maybe you've been there. I've been there before. I used to work for Starbucks before I got into technology and building websites, and then now I'm building apps. But I used to work at Starbucks, and people would come up and they would feel a little bit intimidated because they had not been to Starbucks before. They'd been to local coffee shops, but not Starbucks. And usually at that point, it was older generation. Now I'm becoming the older generation. But Starbucks was fairly new in our area, in excuse me, a smaller town in Iowa. Big town for Iowa, but a smaller town on average for the rest of the country. And people would come up and they would order their drinks weird. They'd not say venti for large. They'd not say grande for medium. And as a barista, we try to help them understand how to use the Starbucks language. But people would have a lack of confidence coming up. And it may cause hesitation. It may actually cause some people to not even go to that restaurant and make a drink order there. If you go to a location, let's change the location a little bit. So you're probably used to getting coffee. If you're listening to this podcast, you possibly drink coffee. And you may appreciate more expensive coffees. And that usually comes with the price of having to go and find more expensive or fancy coffee shops. And to do that, you've got to have some confidence to go up there and order the right way if this is your first time ordering at that shop. And so you have to I go up there and I kind of listen to what other people are saying. And as I listen, I kind of gather what sort of drinks they order. Same thing applies at a restaurant. I look to see, maybe you do this, you look around and see what other people have ordered and looks good on their table. And definitely what you do today is you go to Yelp and look on Yelp. Many people will pull up ChatGPT and ask ChatGPT what the best thing to order in this cafe or in a restaurant is, and they'll do that. But all of these activities are to gain confidence. But for some reason, when we go and think that we're going to be able to switch into a tech career or level up our tech job in a new role or a new capacity or scope in our current role and get a raise or the like, we somehow believe that we don't have to go through the same path to get confidence. We somehow believe that people should just give us the money, and not in a rude and demanding way, but in a way that's just ignorantly assuming people should give us money for what we do. I've encountered this before in my position at my current job and previous jobs, where I just get tired of doing what I'm doing and I think that I deserve a raise. You see this a lot in hourly wage positions. I've been here for a year. Why don't I get a raise? Why don't I? I deserve a raise because I've been around a year. What I'm getting at is you need to go through the same confidence building actions and habits to get your raise or get your tech job as you do just going to order at a restaurant. You go and find out what other people are doing to get the correct results. And when you do that, you find out what you're lacking. And when you find out what you're lacking, you have to create a plan and go get those skills, go talk the talk, so to speak, and quote unquote order the correct way, or else you will be questioned as to whether or not you deserve to be in that place and time, whether or not you deserve to be in that screening call, whether or not you deserve to be even applying to that position. All right. So you have to find out what you lack. You have to go get those skills or mechanisms or frameworks added on to your abilities. And then you have to use them. And then you have to be able to do it so well that you're confident in them. So I would say that if you are struggling to switch into a tech career at this point in 2025, it's probably because you've looked up ChatGPT or Claude or Grok. You've looked up how to switch, what the plan is, what the interstitial steps are, what the quote unquote monkey bars are. See another YouTube video of mine on monkey bars. You've looked it up all that information. You have researched, but you haven't put in the work and the time. Chances are you've probably thrown up your hands in the air and said, I don't think that I can do this. It's just too much. See, the interesting thing about tools like Yelp for restaurants or, AI or LLMs for tech positions is the easier things get for us, the less apt we are to do any work at all. And this is what's going to happen in jobs. The great level out will happen. If you're willing to put the time in and do some work after you do research, then you will gain confidence. And the level of confidence which you need to acquire a position will be lower and lower as more and more people think that either AI is killing all tech jobs or AI is unnecessary. Okay? So AI kills all tech jobs. People just dive out of the tech job search. They stop hunting because they think it's futile. Or they think AI is not a thing, so they don't work with AI at all and they miss out on the steps. This shrinks the job market. So those things are playing in your favor, and you need even less confidence when you apply to a tech job. But you do need some. In order to get it, as I've said, you got to go get the skills and practice. You have to do the practice. You have to do projects. I talk about in my program, getting confidence requires number one, identifying what you lack. Number two, setting a date for getting what you lack, setting a goal date for getting those things. Number three, practicing those things. And then number four, now you have confidence because you've put the skills to work. Would you rather hire a programmer who has done a little bit of work? Say you want to build a mobile app. Would you rather hire a programmer who's done small projects for people and has a very limited knowledge base? His resume is pretty thin. Or would you rather hire someone who has a huge resume, a long resume in all sorts of different skill areas and foci? But you notice he's never done mobile apps. I would propose that the person who's done some work in mobile apps would be far more valuable to your company than someone who has a big resume but has never done the mobile apps. And the reason for that is that person with the small resume may be cheaper to hire and has proven that value can be given. So a lot of people have degrees, they have certificates, and they have big resumes that seem impressive with a lot of names on them. But have they done any work at all in the area that you're trying to hire? So go grab a project, complete a project, even if it's a free project, pro bono, and get that. That'll give you the confidence. So just wanted to give you some info today. I hope it's been helpful. In my method, which is called the metallurgy method, we talk about in pillar number 4 out of 9, we talk about the P3 diagnostic, and that might be pillar number 5, but pillar number 4 for sure, they kind of blend together. 4 and 5 is becoming apt at what you're applying to. So that is by doing projects for pay, projects for free, pro bono or professional. And that gets you confidence. All right. I hope it's been interesting for you and helpful a little bit and a little encouraging. If you have questions, please reach out. The show notes will have a link to where you can reach me, info@tekleed.com. Have a great day.